All right. Welcome back, people. This is the big one. This is the big game we've been waiting for today. Them Gettas coming off of a walk-off loss to Monarchs against Don't Sleep, the EHS D1 champs. Definitely a formidable team. And the debut of Reem, I like this guy. He's definitely an up-and-coming quarterback. Definitely, I like to call him Deshaun Watson. That's what it reminds me of because of his energy, his ability to escape in the pocket, and his ability to throw the football. I like him as a Deshaun Watson. Definitely, I think this team is definitely dangerous with him. They stepped up from KC. Shout out to KC. Definitely was a manageable quarterback. Took 99 to a championship. But with this guy, Reem, it's more pedal to the metal, and they're going to have fun with this guy quarterback.
And they should, because he fits the up-tempo offense that this Don't Sleep team is going for. Before, Casey's a guy that was able to, have some impressive games. I remember the last game we saw him play was that VQFL game against Blackout. Probably one of the best games we ever seen him play. But
Right.
this is a different Don't Sleep team, I would say, because of what Reem brings. He's a quarterback that can run high-octane play. So it's a faster tempo. They have guys that can play at that level, like Joel, who's a receiver that can make guys miss. So he's up there with that play. They brought Femi to add to their offense.
That's their draft pick. Yep.
That's their draft pick. Is able to fill in the gaps that they need to on both sides of the ball. So they got some playmakers on this team. But they got to show that they're a team with all of the talent that they have that can compete. And these are the games to show it, and we got to see if they can do just that.
And on the other side, like I said, DG's coming off of a loss. And what we challenged, really Pam's. See, the defense played pathetic. Ramsey's able to move the ball over, throw the ball all over the yard. And now it's 5 touchdown passes. And we're going to have to see what adjustments Pam's made for this defense because you're playing another high-powered offense in Don't Sleep. Now, it wasn't a great offense last year. They were one of the worst offenses last year, and KC had one of his worst seasons. But with Reem at the helm, at quarterback, this team definitely should be a change of pace, and we're going to have to see what happens. We're going to start off with Don't Sleep getting the ball. Reem was going to get the ball. He scrambled with block and throw short to J.O. and the cat. J.O. pitches to Reem, but the ball is intercepted by Butter, giving DG back the ball. That is a great play by Butter. Butter's a guy that was in the UFL a few years back. He's back now. This guy is a weapon at the ball giver position. They switched by Pams. We see no pressure put on Ramsey last week. He has been an adjustment and put a guy who's an athlete and make plays. And what's the first thing Butter does? And he makes a play. And one thing about J.O., are you serious? Are you serious? I mean, are you serious? Why? What? Well, that's all I got to say about that.
Listen, one thing I got to give them credit. Pams is going to make these moves to get the guys that they need for this team. Butter, he brings Butter from the Jungle Boys team that plays in BQFL. Great ball giver, exactly that. He brings him here because in the last game, they were not able to put enough pressure on Ramsey. Butter's here to change that, and right away, he's able to make a big play to get their offense on the field early in this game.
Let's get the forward. Blocking from Hollywood Timmy. Goes to Cable on the sideline for a nice game, picking up the first down. We've seen Cable eat last week against the Monarchs, and Chuck is still finding him moving the ball. Second and goal. Chuck finds Sidney in the front of the end zone for the touchdown. Michael gets the extra point. 7-0. Doesn't get a score.
And right off of that big defensive play, you put Chuck on the field with good field position, he's going to drop down the field. That's exactly what he does. Finds the receivers in the gaps, finds Cable right here, and he culminates it with the touchdown by 10 right in front of the end zone. When you give these gaps to Chuck, he's going to put his receivers right there to fill them. That's exactly what he does, and this is them scoring right away in this game.
And Don't Sleep supposed to have a great secondary, and it didn't look like it on this drive. And allowing Tim to score, Tim could have been picked up by any team in the league. Nobody really jumped out the window like that. DG picked him up. We seen him have an interception last week, and now he has a touchdown. To get in the first down, Reem on 4 rush runs on the sideline for a decent gain. Second down, Reem is blitzed by Hollywood and sacked by Butter. Butter making another crucial play at the ball given position. Like we said, this did not happen last week. Great play by him there. Third down, Reem throws a Sherm on the sideline but caught out of bounds. Don't Sleep can't get any closer, and it's a turnover on downs. Back-to-back drives, they're stopped.
And both times you see the giver in Butter make a big play. The last one, he recovered the ball on the defense. In this play, he gets a sack, putting pressure on Reem, and Reem is not able to find any targets. Because he sees Butter coming on that 4 rush, they're not able to keep him blocked and give Reem time, and because of that, they end up turning the ball over. This is unfortunate for the Don't Sleep team, because now, unlike last week, DG has someone that can pressure the quarterback, and it's making a difference already.
Tuff with blocking from Hollywood is going to throw to Timmy, who beats Chris in the gap for a nice game first down. I like Chris. I like his energy. I like the he tries to play physical. He can't guard Tim. Tim is too big. And even though Tim has gained some weight, the guy can still run a receiver's route, and he can still go get the football. And even without really leaping off the ground, he's way too big for Tim. This is a clear mismatch, and you know Chuck is going to go after it. First and goal at the 10-yard line. Chuck finds Lou in the front of the end zone for the touchdown. If you look here, Juju is left guarding no one. Chuck sees that and finds Lou, a.k.a. the Admiral. Josh gets the extra point. 14-0, them Gettas.
And I got to mention 2 things on this drive. In the last play, when you talked about Tim beating Chris in the gap, not only was that one of the key parts of that play, but the time that Hollywood was able to give Chuck is what opened up that play. There was way more than 4 seconds that Chuck had in the pocket, so he's sitting there comfortable. A receiver's eventually going to get open. They make a big play there. And on this one here, you cannot be caught watching the quarterback roaming around, not locking up on a play like that, not filling the gap, because Chuck is going to kill you all day if you do that. He notices when defenders are not paying attention, he catches you by surprise by finding the receiver open. That's exactly what happened here. Chuck is the wrong quarterback to do that too.
Reem's going to get the ball back. He's going to scramble on 4 rush. Pitch it to Juju, who's tagged for a loss. Third down, Reem with blocking from Rob is still sacked by Butter. Don't see past the punt. Butter's second sack of the day. This guy is on fire. I killed Pam's last week, but you got to give it to this man. Great adjustment, great defense. It's all led by Butter. Don't see past the punt.
And him by himself, it seems like he is going to make some plays and carry this defense. Not to say that he's doing everything, but he is controlling the tempo of the defense. As soon as you see him make a play, the other defender is able to step up and make plays. So Butter is that engine that's making this defense go, and that completes this DG defense. The one thing that they need, they have, and because of that, they are stopping Don't Sleep in their tracks with them not able to get anything going right now.
After getting the first down, Chuck with 2 passes on the sideline getting to the 10-yard line. Third and goal during a free play, Chuck finds West in the 40 end zone for the touchdown. Penalty was offsides on the defense. It's going to be declined 21-0 as Michael, Little West basically, but I'm going to call him Michael, gets the extra point, 21-20. Them Gettas is running away with this one.
And I got to say, father and son making the touchdown and the extra point. You gotta give shout outs to them, being able to play together, contributing and making some plays for this team. But when you have Chuck with the time in the pocket, able to stay comfortable, he's gonna find his guy West. They've been doing this for so many years, and it's not looking like it's gonna slow down anytime soon. Whenever you give Chuck time, this is exactly what happens. Yep. West gets open, Chuck is able to find him easy. Because the defense is not able to adjust, Chuck is cutting this defense to shreds right now.
Don't Sleep can't get any closer and score before the half. That's going to take us into the half. 21-0, them Gettas. Tell me what you see with them Gettas this game.
I see Chuck having way more time than Don't Sleep's defense can afford to give. Because Hollywood is sitting there, because Hollywood is sitting there blocking and giving Chuck time, and at certain times, they have two blockers sitting there blocking Chuck with Hollywood and Timmy. There should be an extra defender out there to roam around and cheat and guard that extra receiver. They're not taking advantage of that. And because of that, Chuck is picking this defense apart. So when you give Chuck time, this is exactly what happens. But their defense, led by Butter, with that recovery / interception and those 2 sacks in the first half, has been putting pressure on Reem. Reem has been struggling in this first half. He doesn't have time in the pocket. Because of that, he's running all over the place, and he's not able to get those accurate throws. If they keep this up, they are going to be able to shut this defense down throughout the game. This is a way to end the half. They need to keep this tempo going in the second.
Don't Sleep went out and got Reem and to put points up, and that's something he's not doing. But this defense was a defense that had 12 sacks last year. And if I'm right, they led the league in sacks. No pressure today at all. And then you gave up last season, this defense gave up 10 points a game. Chuck already got 21. So what is going on with that defense? They was a top defense last year. Only grind time gave up less points. And right now, it doesn't look like it for this defense. It looked pathetic. Reem, a guy who we expected more from, ain't looking good first half. Hopefully they clean up the second half. Second down, Chuck is blitzed by Maine, who gets by Timmy. Chuck goes right, throws deep to Josh. In the gap, off target, incomplete. Great pressure by Maine, bringing that pressure. Fourth down, Chuck on 4 rush, throws the Bones in the gap. Khalil gets a hand in it, incomplete, turnover on downs, and they're finally able to stop DG. Their first stop of the game, finally they step up to the stop.
And on that first play, Maine is able to put pressure on the quarterback with that blitz, and that caused the incomplete pass here. This pass goes off target because Chuck finally is put pressure upon, and because of that, he's not accurate on that pass. And on this one here, Bones is there in the gap. Chuck makes the throw, but Khalil is able to step up and stop it right when they needed to. He gets a hand in, knocks the ball away. Was it because Bones dropped his pass or because Khalil got a hand in it, regardless of what the defender got there, and they're able to make the stop for the turnover?
Second down after a short pass, Reem is blitzed by Hollywood, runs to the sideline for a short gain. If you look here, the guy that they went on drafted Timmy open in the gap. Off and go, Reem throws to Justo in the front of the end zone, bobble and drop, turnover on downs. I guess it's contagious. Nobody wants to score. This team is playing hot potato. They're giving the ball to DG on pitches, and now they're dropping the ball because they must not want it. That must be the hot potato. They get stopped here again.
And this was the touchdown that they needed to get back in this game. No, that was a good throw by Reem. Finally, he's able to make a good throw. He's been struggling, but when he gets you a good throw, what do? You drop the ball for a touchdown. This is something that you can't afford to have your struggling quarterback have to witness out there. Because they're not able to hold the ball, this was a missed opportunity, one that DG is not going to give much of, as they've been playing really well on defense. This was one opportunity they will be looking to regret, because they may not be able to get this back.
First down, Chuck on 4 rush, just gets the ball off, throws these to Bones, open in the midfield, caught, runs all the way into the end zone for the touchdown. If you look here, the little falls while guarded Bones, leaving them open. The question was, did Maine get the sack? What do you think of the play?
When we have to slow the play down and look at it frame by frame, then it can go either way. So if you look here, it looks like Maine gets in and Chuck gets the ball off. It's hard to see if Maine gets the tag clearly before Chuck gets the handoff, gets the ball off. But that's not even the worst part of the play. You see Khalil guarding Bones here, and he falls at the last second. It doesn't look like Chuck has any other options. So you stay on balance, you're able to lock up on this play. But because Khalil falls at that last second, The one option that Chuck has is able to luckily get open for that big play for the touchdown. So first of all, you're dropping touchdowns, and now you're giving away touchdowns by falling on defense. This is something that they didn't need to happen, but that's exactly what's happening right here. And it seems like they're choosing this moment to completely fall apart towards the end of the game.
27-0 DG. After getting the first down, Reem on 4 rush, rolls left, throws a Femi in the gap, almost picked off by Chris. Third down, Reem on 4 rush, runs on the sideline for a decent gain. Fourth down, Reem on 4 rush, throws it to Juju in the back of the end zone, caught but out of bounds. Ending the game, Don't Sleep gets blown out by DG. DG comes away with the win, 27-0.
This was a definite must-needed win for DG. They couldn't afford to go down this game, but they showed that they were able to make the adjustments needed, and they were able to shut out this Don't Sleep team. A team that has a capable offense, has a point scorer in Reem at quarterback, but they couldn't get nothing done. That's because they were able to put pressure up early. They were able to make adjustments on the secondary. As you saw, you killed Trackstar for playing safety that last week. They switched him and put him right back to corner, and he's able to play some lockdown defense there. They leagues of improvement over that last week. They showed here, and as you can see, Chuck being his normal Chuck stuff, being able to connect those receivers, Hollywood being able to give them that time. Pretty much everything that they needed to do in this game, they were able to do. And that is why they were able to get the 27-0 win. Very impressive win by DG.
First of all, shout out the leaders. Hollywood, captain, Pam's that coach. They made adjustments this game, and they definitely show that they're dangerous. Very dangerous. I got to give that moving butter to the ball giver position. Makes them dangerous.
And remember, we both talked about them switching Lou as the ball giver, but apparently he went to a different direction. He puts butter at the ball giver position, and look at the great performance he had in that game.
And you see Timmy getting involved in the passing game.
Yep.
You see Lou get involved in the passing game. This team is dangerous. You already know what Weston Cable can do. And you see Michael scoring extra points, which counts in UFL. So shout to Pams and Hollywood making adjustments. On the other side, you said a formidable offense and Don't Sleep. No, they're not. Last year, this team scored 9.8 points a game. Only Rep City scored less. And this game, they start off with 0. And you want to say an efficient offense?
No.
I
said they should be with their quarterback, with Reem. That's what I said.
Listen.
Go ahead.
Remember the movie Volcano?
Okay.
The guy that the star of Volcano, Tommy Lee Jones. You know what he said? I can only fight what's in front of me. I can only talk about what I see. They had a bad offense last year, and they opened this game up with a bad offense. Yeah. That's all I see. I don't know what Reem did at EHS. It's irrelevant. UFL has a blitz. UFL has 4 seconds. UFL is a lot faster. And Reem looked outplayed. Reem looked bad. He looked bad. He looked really bad. And his offense was bad with him. And his defense, the thing that Maine called wolves, no, they were puppies. And they got neutered. They got blown out by a team in their division, and it showed their ability not to even be able to keep up. They're dropping passes. They're giving the ball away. This did not look like a team today. This looked like a bunch of individuals calling the hype, and they got smacked from it. So once again, Maine, get your puppies together. They got neutered. You need to figure something out because they don't look good.
Just throwing that out there.
And this offense, Reem supposed to be this Deshaun Watson guitar all hyped up. No. Talking about I can't wait to have an opportunity to break all these records. Why don't you score a touchdown first? Why don't you see what it's like to throw a touchdown pass in the UFL first before you talk about breaking records? Before you talk about what you're going to do, before you talk about you can't wait to go up against these guys, because what you did was you got smacked. So learn. I know they're going to do better, but before you talk about moving forward, you gotta crawl before you walk. UFL's a different animal. And this team looked like they were unmatched. They look unprepared. And that 12 sacks that led the league last year, I don't think they got one. At the end of the day, Joel needs to figure it out because they're in a tough division. And if they can't pressure the quarterback and these dogs, aka puppies, can't go get the football, they're going to have a lot of these going in that division.
I mean, what can I say? I said that they had they're supposed to have a good scoring team with the players that they picked up. Obviously, they didn't show it today. I don't know when they'll be able to show it, but a lot of mistakes they made on their own. A lot of mistakes that they can recover from. I believe that they have the talent to recover from. But they got to look at this game right here as an example of what not to do in the future. They cannot have Reem under pressure throughout the game because if not, he's going to struggle. You cannot have guys dropping touchdown passes. That's exactly what they did in this game. They can't afford that with a team that's killing them on offense on the opposing side. And you cannot have guys getting beat on defense, leaving gaps open, watching the quarterback and not paying attention to where the receivers are. Nobody's communicating. These are things they cannot afford to do moving forward. So hopefully this game can be a showcase of what not to do. And they'll always look back on this as an example of what they need to improve moving forward because a game like this is something they can't afford.
Well, let's see what happens because you know who they got next? They got grind time. They have the league MVP coming and a team that scored was second in scoring and scored 52% of the time efficiency. That means they scored more than half of the time that they got the football. And in UFL, that's great. We'll wrap this one up. Them Gettas coming up with a blowout, humiliating beatdown of Don't Sleep, 27-0. We'll be right back.
8,
All right, people, thanks for coming back with us on Real Tough Talk. Next game we want to go over is PME versus 99. Now, this is both of these teams' first game this season. And 99 coming in, they lost in the Final Four last year. Shannon said that they need to go out and get them a weapon. Well, I guess they did that, but they lost some big weapons first as they lost Twan, Ja, Bop, Jamal, who all left to go to the Sharks. So those are some huge exits, and Herbie all lead to go to the Sharks. And, leaving 99 kind of short. But they go out and make a draft pick and go get a guy that Shannon really wanted at the number 6 pick. They went out and got slutty.
Obviously, that's some devastating losses that they had that they got on their team. So hopefully, with the small guys that they picked up and Slutty taking up the slack of a lot of those guys, they can still make it happen during the regular season. Are they going to be a completely different team? Yes. Are they a worse team? That remains to be seen. But it's up to them. It's up to us to see if they're able to perform in the same levels they did last year or improve based on the pickups that they made.
And on the other side, PME, one of the top teams as far as in the turnovers, led the league in interceptions, did relatively well in the regular season, ended up losing versus Don't Sleep in the first round. Don't Sleep is their Achilles heel. Don't Sleep was able to beat them twice in a row in the regular season and in the playoffs. And now they come in, another subtraction. They lost a few guys. Ralph and a lot of the other group of guys left, and they go to also play with the Sharks. But PME was able to add Chad to that great secondary and play a lot of offense, a great offensive player, and they make the draft pick as Doughboy even moved down. one pick, but he was able to get Pablo.
I don't think that PME lost as many guys as 99 did. So they're still structurally the same team on paper, but at the end of the day, you know, the pickups that they made, they picked up Pablo. They still have Jaquan. They still have Carmine on the corner. So a lot of their key guys are still on this team. So I don't see them taking a step down or potentially the same way that you would think that 99 did. But it's all up to them putting it together because they came up short. And remember how you said that they lost to Don't Sleep in the playoffs and the regular season? It was by the same score. Both games they got shut out 14-0. So on those performances, they were all over the place, you know, at each other's throats or whatnot. They got to fix that. I think that the problem was internally. Hopefully they come with a fresh vision for the season and they show it on the field.
All right, we're going to jump into the game as both teams will have their draft picks here, but unfortunately, PME won't have their starting quarterback and all-star Rel throwing. They'll have Dave throwing, and we're going to have to see how that goes. We're going to have PME get the ball first. After getting the first down, Dave's going to throw the G in the gap. That's going to be dropped. Fourth down after a short pass, Dave on 4 rush, throws a Pablo in the front end zone. Knocked away by Max. Turnover on downs. 99 starting off early with the big stop on PME. Third down on 4 rush, Shannon shakes the giver and runs in the gap for a decent gain in the first down. Shannon said he's going to be more on the run. He's going to be more Michael Vick this year. He's starting it right there. Then Shannon with 2 passes short in the gap, getting him near the 5-yard line. Third and goal, Shannon rolls right with blocker from Vick, finds Christian in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. If you look here, the defense steps up as Shannon rolls right, getting Christian open for the touchdown. Tony's going to get the sack for the extra point, but right now it's 6-0. And this is when we see Shannon play his greatest games. This is when we saw him win the Offensive Player of the Year. This is when we seen Christian go to the All-Star game. When Shannon scrambles, Christian is the best on this 99 team at breaking his route and going where Shannon needs him to go in order to be successful. They're starting that up again, and they did it, and they're successful once again for the Shannon.
And because Shannon is able to roll out and run the way he does, he can manipulate defenses. As you saw, they stepped up thinking that he was going to run, and because of that, that allowed Christian to get an opening for that pass there. So whenever Shannon is able to manipulate defenses, it is a problem. He's not staying in the pocket no more like how you said before, and because of that, he has more options on the field, and he has one there for the touchdown.
Second down, Dave on 4 rush is sacked by Stretch. Great sack by Stretch right there, starting it off early. Third down, Dave, the blocker from Tone and John throws deep to Chad, wide open in the gap, caught and ran into the end zone for the touchdown. If you look here, Mimi gets beat as Shaq cuts inside, 6'6" side. Mimi's on a good safety. Not at all. The guy does not beat the field well. If 99 has decided to make him their safety, they're in trouble because he's not great at that safety position. He gets beat here, and he can't guard Chad. Chad is a good offensive player. He's a little underrated. He makes them pay. By the game up, Dave finds him.
And the thing about it is, if you look at Chad's route, he knows exactly where to go and where Mimi can't catch him there. As soon as he makes this cut, Mimi's beat. He's not fast enough to stay with Chad.
Yep.
And because of that, Chad knows the cut right when he does, and he's able to get the opening for the score there. Good throw and good eye by Dave seeing him, and they connect for the score here.
Shannon on 4 rush throws a Slutty in the gap. High picked up by Nico, giving the ball right back to PME. And this was Shannon trying to get Slutty involved in the game. And he makes a mistake trying to really get him the ball, gets a little too excited by his new toy, that draft pick, and it gets picked off. Great play by PME, great play by Nico. This defense led the league in interceptions last year, and they started it off again.
And I believe they switched the giver to Tone. So because Tone is the next ball giver, not to say that he's as fast as Shannon, but he's fast enough to block out Shannon's running lanes. So it forces Shannon to be able to have to make that pass. He ends up forcing that pass to Slutty. Unfortunately, it's off target, underthrown. Unfortunately, it's off target and it's picked off by Nico. That's how you put Shannon under pressure and force him to throw the ball.
Third down at the 40-yard line. They throw to Nico open on the sideline, get them to the 10-yard line, and they get flagged for cursing. Then that gets flagged for cursing, but Chad is going to get flagged for cursing also after, but it's going to move them back, offsetting penalties. Fourth down at the 20. They were blocking from Will, finds Chad cutting in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. If you look here, Chad catches the defense with a delay out and gets into the end zone for the touchdown. Jaquan gets the extra point. 13-6. PME takes the lead.
And that is a lack of communication right there. It's not like they're not talking and finding out exactly where the receivers are. You got to point them out. You got to look on the field. You got to see where these guys are and point them out to your defense. They're not doing that, and because of that, Chad was able to roll into the end zone without being seen and get the touchdown here. Dave, as the substitute quarterback, is playing well with the second touchdown in a row. They are playing back and forth, and they meaning business, and his defense has to step up and close those gaps because Chad got them again.
PME is going to go onside and figure 99 is going to run it all the way to the 30. That's a mistake from PME. I don't think they should have went onside. You just scored. And Shannon just scored a pick. You want to make them drive the field. But they tried to go onside, giving it to 99 at the 30. Second down, Shannon is blitzed by Nico. Runs on the sideline for a nice gain, getting him to the 3-yard line. This is what makes Shannon dangerous. When you come with the blitz, you better come with help. Because if you go one-on-one, this is going to happen. Great run by Shannon. That's going to take us to fourth down. Shannon finds Slutty cutting in the front of the end zone for the touchdown. 13-13, take us into the half. If you look here, hear me do the thing that we dread people to do. They play man in the red zone, and Slutty gets open on the cut. They went out and dropped this man for a reason. They wanted him to make these type of plays, and he does it right here. He pays for them drafting him, and he pays the team back with a touchdown.
And the thing about this is this was all, yes, this was a good offensive drive for 99, but this was terrible decision-making for PME. You could have had them down in a half by forcing them to use the clock coming all the way down the field. Instead, they try to get the ball back. I don't know who was thinking that was a good idea. Puts them on the 30-yard line. Shannon doesn't have to force anything. He's able to run, manipulate the defense some more, and then find Slutty in the cutting in the end zone. So every decision that they made on defense and on special teams was bad, and it tied the game up. When it didn't need to tie, they could have went in half with the lead, but that's just bad decision-making by PME.
Listen, at the end of the day, if I'm 99, Shannon got a little too excited through interception on his second drive. But at the end of the day, we tied the game back. We playing very good defense. We got them 2 for 1. I'm sorry. We are playing. If I'm 99, I'm taking what I could get. Shannon did throw an interception, but we're 2 for 3 having the ball. The problem is defense. We have to make stops. This is PME's backup quarterback, and he already threw 2 touchdown passes to the same guy. We got to figure a way to adjust and make plays. It's another reason why we got Slutty. Slutty's in the back end. He has to find a way to help us make some plays, and we got to put a little more pressure on him if we want to come away with the win. It's going to take us into the second half. Second down, Shannon on 4 rush scrambles, but it's sacked for a big loss by Tone. Nobody stays short. PME was in last in sacks last year. I believe they had 2. Well, they started off earlier with a big sack here. Great play by Tone. Third down, Shannon throws a pick in the gap, who runs for a decent gain. Fourth down, Shannon on 4 rush, runs but is sacked by Chad. Turnover on downs. Nobody gets open. That is a great defensive stand by PME. And what I love the fact is they did it by sacking one of the most athletic quarterbacks in the league. Great defense by them there.
And the thing about it is that big sack by Tone is what got them the best position that they needed to. 4th and 99 to try to get the first down from long, which they couldn't get. So the way that they need to play is box Shannon in, keep him from running, force him to pass, and look, again, a big stop by this PME defense. They're doing the job right, and they're keeping Shannon honest. That leads to them turning over the ball here.
Hey, but blocking from Will, throws a Pablo cutting to the sideline, gets him to the 5-yard line. This is why they drafted Pablo. This is why they wanted Pablo. He's a playmaker. He jumped back into the drive at the last minute. PME snatched him up. This This is why the ability to make plays on both sides of the ball makes a great play here. Second and goal, Dave finds Tone cutting in the front of the end zone for the touchdown. Demi takes the lead, 19-13.
And this was a drive that they needed. They tied in the half, but at least they're able to make a stop. Now they take the lead. Dave being a substitute quarterback, I say it again, that's 3 touchdowns for them. So their offense is working with him, and they're able to move the ball through this 99 defense. Is it because 99 defense is you know, is off today? That it looks like that, and it looks like Dave was able to take advantage, get into Pablo early, and then find a tone. That's the way to play offense in this game.
After getting the first down, Shannon throws a fake in the gap for a decent gain. Second down, Shannon with a quick pass to stretch in the middle, getting him to the 7-yard line. Fourth and goal, Shannon is blitzed by Chad, goes right, just gets the ball up to Slutty in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. Slutty keeps both feet in for the touchdown, missing the extra point, 20-19-99. Is this the play when you seen Shannon slapping me on my ass?
I didn't see it because they should stop it too early.
I got it.
Okay, what a great throw. What a great catch by Slutty. This is exactly why he is here. He is here to make plays like that, and Shannon needs to use him for plays like that. Because this defense was not following him in the back of the end zone, Slutty was able to roam in the back. He's tall enough to make those jump ball plays, and he's able to, and he has the hands to make these plays and keep his feet in bounds. That was a great catch right there. And wait for Shannon to find him. These guys, I see these guys connecting a lot more throughout the season. Slutty already has 2 touchdowns in this game. A lot of defenses are in trouble if this happens, if this continues.
Right now, remember, it is 20-19. Okay, at this point, PME gets the ball back. We forgot to let y'all know, but right before the half, after Jaquan got the extra point, he got ejected for cursing. So that's why you didn't hear him in the second half. He was kind of helping him coach from the sideline, and he got ejected. But the fact that PME is staying in the game, even though he's ejected, is huge. I almost forgot to add that. I wanted to make sure we got that on to let you guys know. After getting the first down, Dave's going to throw the Gene in the gap, but it's going to be incomplete. Second down, Dave throws the Gene again in the gap, slows down, but doesn't get to the ball. That's going to be incomplete. Third down, Dave throws deep to Shane. The pass is overthrown, incomplete, but they wanted an illegal contact by Mimi. What do you think of the play?
It looks like Mimi makes contact with Shane during the play. It was before the throw, so even if the flag was thrown, it wouldn't be pass interference.
It'll be illegal contact.
It would be illegal contact, but on a play like that, it's hard to say if it was done intentionally. It looks like Mimi's going to guard him. He's not turning around to see him on time. So because of that, like I said, I'm not a ref. At the end of the day, it looks like that's the reason why the back ref didn't throw a flag on that play. It didn't look like it was intentional contact. It just simply they collided during the route. If you look, one of the main reasons why this ball was turned over in this drive was because those 2 times that Dave missed Gene.
See, my problem is, and you know, PME went crazy about this play, and they went nuts, and they think that it cost them the game. Him in over, they're gonna end up punting because of this play. Takes them to 4th down, couldn't get a first down. They have an issue with this play. First of all, if you look at Shane going out, Dave is looking completely left. So this means this was a jump ball play. He was going down the field no matter what. That's my problem with this play. You know why? If you look at the right side of the field, Pablo's open for the first down. But again, Dave was going downfield to the left. The man scored 3 touchdowns in a row. The man is hyped. He wanted to show that he is the quarterback. He played in UFL before. It was not very successful. Today he is, especially against a good team. He tried to make a play on his own and go downfield. Now, this was contact by Mimi, but it's impossible for a rep to tell from his angle if it was done intentionally or not. From our angle, it's possible to say it was done intentionally, but we can't even be sure of that. So imagine a ref's view from the outside where the ref stand. You can't tell, you just see the collision, and it could be incidental contact. The problem I have with this play is Pablo was open. and Dave attempted to make a play on his own watch, and he cost them getting the first down. That's what happened on this play. And like you said, the players earlier, 2 incomplete passes does not help. That's why they had to punt. 99's going to get the ball back. Shannon with 2 short passes to Fig in the gap for a decent game. Then Shannon on 3rd down throws in the gap for a decent game, picking up the first down, ending the game. 99 comes away with the win over PME, 20-19.
This game could have been going the other way if better decisions were made. And I'm going to say that right now. PME had this game in their hands. With that drive, they could have put the game away. But they didn't, because you have guys not looking off the line. I got to mention Gene missing 2 passes in that drive. Then you like you just mentioned, Pablo not being looked at on the sideline. He had some running lane to go downfield, to run downfield. So that could have been a big play waiting to happen. Dave was focused on going downfield. I guess he figured that there was no other option, but he didn't look for any other option. These are decisions that they were supposed to make that they did not. And at the end of the day, yes, Tone had a decent game against Shannon, but was it enough? No, because early in the game, Shannon was able to score twice because he's able to be mobile, run around the field, and manipulate the defense, force them to step up, and Shannon's able to open up the gaps. That is why, at the end of the day, 99 was able to come up with a win by 1 that could have went the other way. This is bad decision-making throughout the game by PME.
And you said it earlier when they went that onside.
Yes, that's a bad decision.
When he came down and scored. This play had Pablo for the first down, way downfield. First of all, you drafted Pablo, number 4 overall. Pablo needs to be in all the time. He needs to be playing all the time unless he's tired. He's playing both ways the whole game if I have to. He's not coming off the field. He's your LeBron James. You don't take him off the field. That's my issue. He should never come off the field. That's why you drafted him. Unfortunately, Jaquan got ejected this game. The team looks a lot more controlled. They was upset about the call, but we didn't really see them react the way they acted last season. I think this team matured. I think Doughboy has gotten a lot more control over this team. And Jaquan is becoming a better leader. Now, he was frustrated with a few things, but he controlled his emotions a little more. I think that's what you get when you bring in a Pablo. Everybody's going to stay calm. It's no more running to social media saying this. It's no more of Doughboy worried about who's not playing on his team anymore. He's focused on his team. And that's what you need to do to win. We know they lost several players. Doughboy does not care. He's focused on the PME brand and moving on to win games. And I seen Jaquan grow up within a game. He got ejected, but he still had the same energy and complained about the call. This team could be dangerous. The team that led the league interceptions, bring back the 2 guys that did it. And even Carmine, he got a little rough around the edges, and he did not start the situation. I can vouch for it. I was there. Other players started. He was talking purely football, and he got tired of everybody coming to him like he's a head case when he actually wasn't. I think PME lost, but they played well. On the other side, go ahead.
No. I'm just going to say just one thing short. All of that I agree with. At the end of the day, when you look at the score, when you look at the way they played, there were some decisions that could have changed the game. But other than that, they played well. This was not a bad –
without their starter.
Yes, this is one of those things where you would say, where someone will tell you, this was a good loss. It's not necessarily an acceptable thing to say, but you get what they mean. Because this is not something that you mind. Listen, they can improve on this. And even without their starting quarterback, that offense played well. So at the end of the day, you just say, you know what, this is your first game of the season. You just, let it go. We on to the next. We going to improve the next game. That's all there is to it. I don't think they just need to hang their heads and just come with the next game. That's it.
99 played well. Shannon did what he had to do to come away with the win. We see why the team went and got slutty. The guy's a gamer. He's a playmaker. Shannon said it at the end of the game when they lost last season. I need a playmaker. I need a number 1, and I think they finally got it slutty. I think defensively, the team got to get a little better. I don't like the fact of Mimi playing free safety. I think they got to figure that out a little bit. I think Mimi's more dangerous if he plays on the offense because he can stretch the field, and he's going to take people from double and slutty away. but I don't think he's a man to put at the free safety. I don't think he's going to be a good free safety. I think he's going to get a lot of flags on the defense. I think we have to figure out an adjustment on that. But at the end of the day, this team played well enough to win this game. Maybe they could get Joe Pink back.
That'll be a good thing for them.
We're going to wrap this one up. 99 comes away with the win over PME, 20-19. We'll be right back.